Always peeking, right? Making sure things are working. Hey, hey, hey. It's Heather with Velvet and Vines Design. Come on in. It's Wednesday, so what you doing? Come on in. I'm going to get my comments pulled up. I'm going to get myself shared around. My friend Misty, or one of her colleagues, is going to get me shared into the Wild Honey group. And then we're going to get making something. We're not making over trash bags, I promise. But we are going to spruce up 2 old designs. And darn it! You know what I forgot? It's my moss. I knew I forgot something, and as soon as I sat down, then I remembered it. Alright, I'm going to let you all come on in, and then we're going to unwrap these babies, and then I'm going to grab that moss. And I was just making sure I didn't have any extra in here, and I did! Darn it! And then we're going to make, these are, we'll see what they are. Alright, so here's what happened. What had happened was, I don't know, was it maybe a year and a half or so ago? I made these boots, and over time, I had some of my mechanics weaken, because you know, you learn some things along the way, right? And so I fixed all, I tore it apart, both of them, fixed that. Now they're perfect, of course. And we're going to put all the stuff back in it. So that's what we're going to do. And the cool thing is that everything's already picked out. It's already been done. We're pretty much going to just style it. So I can show you. This is its basket, right? So that's everything I took out of it, right? So it's going to be really easy to do. Sorry, I want to show you my goodie bit. And then this is the other one. So I wrapped them up to protect them while I did my thing. And we're going to unwrap them and design with them tonight. So that's what we're going to do in our time. So what are you doing on this Wednesday? Alright. And I haven't shared myself around. I haven't done a darn thing I said I was going to do. Alright. Let's see. I'm assuming Misty got me shared around now. Thank you. Okay. Why is it that the groups that I share into all the time aren't always at the top? Right? Like, come on. Poker faces. Alright, here we go. So here are the 2 boots that we're gonna spruce up. And hey Fatima, hey Tammy, hey Willard, hey Stephanie, and Debbie, what's up? Hey Misty, I see ya. Misty, I so enjoyed seeing, and Steph, or I saw the top, and then I saw the comment, but I so enjoyed seeing Josh and Lexi. I don't know if you saw me in there, but that was so stinking cute, and he enjoyed that water balloon just a little bit too much, right? He was like, he stood over top of her. He was like, I love that. That's awesome. Your kids are fun. They are fun. I've had the pleasure of meeting them. All right, listen. Instead of taking y'all off the stand, because remember, the last time I was live, I broke that stand as soon as right before I was going to press the live button. So in all honesty, I feel like I'm right on the edge of like my favors with this thing. So I don't want to take it out. So if you just give me like uno momento, I'm going to just grab the moss in the previous room. You're going to sit there and stare at the wall for a second. I'm so sorry. Wasn't too bad, right? I'm going to be honest with you. I can't run. There is no running. So it's more like a fast kerfuffle. You know what I mean? That's what I had going on. It takes this. I know, it was so funny. He was like, oh. That boy of yours. Hey, Tammy. Hey, Kim. How are ya? All right, so one of 2 boots. See the before. All right, now we're gonna build this baby up. That fast kerfuffle to a little wind. That's why I don't run, y'all. Listen. There used to be a day where I did those things. I went to the gym. I ran. No. And in case you were wondering, another hard no. If you see me running, run too. There's some serious things going down, and danger is afoot. Danger is upon us. What's that song? Danger, danger, high voltage. Hey, Tina, you're back. So hold on, I want to try to say your last name. It looks so familiar to me. I feel like I've worked with somebody with a last name like this. But is it Saranison? Did I say it right? Saranison. I feel like it's a beautiful last. Like I feel like I want to say it. I want to be able to say it. So, thanks for coming back. I appreciate it. Misty, I feel like Josh and Crew, if Crew had just a couple more years, even though that boy is going on 55 years old, I feel like Josh and Crew could totally sit down and just nerd out about the weirdest, you know, fun facts and all the things. It's so funny. And then you and Lexi can craft, you know. I know you're so happy to have her home this summer. I am thrilled to have Garrett home. We have his apartment for just a few more weeks, but him and his friend, they aren't living in it. So we just need to move this stuff out, which isn't a lot of stuff. So that's so nice. I know you feel the same way, Misty. Any of y'all that's got any kids in college, I know you probably feel the same way too. Get them babies home. Y'all, it's a crazy world out there. It is a crazy world out there. Like, I know I worry about things with my kids that my, you know, dad didn't have to worry about for me. And I know he's still worried. So, it's just a wild, wild world. All right, so let me see where we're at with some camouflage. That's good. I really focus most of my moss around the edges. But, you know, we're going to pack it in there. All right, so let's now grab back the basket. Ooh. Let me not show off my seal. They would be best. I know it. I know. You glad to get away with it? I know. Very close. It sounds exactly like it's... Okay. Serranisian. I wish I could hear you. Like, don't you wish we could have like a little voice option? Like, I will say that's the hardest thing for me in going live is that I like talking to yourself, entertaining yourself. You know what I mean? That's kind of what I feel like, you know, I mean, you're like, did I just spend the whole last hour talking to myself? I mean, not really, because you all are great in the comments and stuff, but kind of like that's what it feels like, right? Because you're in here talking, but there's no other voices. Anyway. All right, so let's go in with some of our goodies. Ooh, it's kind of like fun remembering what was in there. And look, there's still some remnants. There's still some remnants. It's all right. We'll have fun pulling them apart. I haven't shot back in. Deb! I haven't shot back in here. Did you get your lasso? How you doing, lady? Hey, Carol. Hey, Season. Hey. Our youngest graduated and has moved home for now. Woo! I got Susan and Susan. I love it. Hey, Jessica. Hey, Dee Dee. How are y'all? What y'all doing? Long time no see. I know. But see, people like Misty bring me out of my shell. She's the friend. Listen, we're doing some Wednesday stuff. I was like, all right. I don't always get in on the action, but that was funny. I felt like that was like that. All right. So we're going to build out some wild, crazy height. Now listen, there is You can judge, but you gotta keep it to yourself until we're done, okay? Because the way I make things, it starts with a little bit of the wild and frilly, and then we get down into more like the close and compact. So it goes through a little kind of, it goes through a length of time where y'all are probably like, what is that? What is that? And that's okay. That's okay. Just trust me. Or not, you know, because if it ain't right, I'll pull it out too. You know what I'm saying? This is such a pretty white fern. I've only got a few of these bushes left. I'm really hoping that Jen gets these back in again. I love them. Well, it's like a beige. It's not white. It's like a beige. And this has been up against some of that black phoenix tail fern, and it has actually colored, which I like. It looks really antiqued, but that was an accident, right? It's because it was up against all that black phoenix tail fern. I mean, this, you know, this was, she's not spring chicken, okay? All right. Hey, Lynn, you got it. Yay! You're welcome. Hey, Mason. Wait. Oh, you'll be seeing me in September. Are you going to Max's event? Awesome. That is so cool. I'm really sorry to hear about your, I think it was your grandpa, right? Yeah, Max's event. That's what you're talking about. I was like, wait, what's September? But I know as soon as I said it out loud, I knew exactly what you were talking about. Yes, I am super excited. So, and that y'all, I haven't talked much about it yet, but Max has invited me, and this is the first time I've ever been invited, you know, outside of the crew. You know, I've presented at the crew retreat, and I feel really blessed to be a part of that. Well, I've never been like a guest anywhere, right? Which, I mean, it's fine, you know. I'm not saying that in a bad way. I just meant that's not something I've been tapped for. And then Max, with MB Crafts, I don't know if y'all know him. If you don't, you would absolutely love and adore him. He hosts an annual retreat in Wisconsin, where he lives. And he asked me to be a guest presenter, like a designer, and I'm really, really excited. And I've talked to him about like what the design is, and it's really cool. So it's not like a make and take. So that's what I do at the retreat, the crew retreats. Like I make a design that everybody makes with me, and they can take it home or sell it. You know what I mean? And this one, I'm making something that people are just kind of watching, you know, so it can be totally out of the box because you don't have to replicate any of the supplies. And so I've got something fun in store that I feel like really marries up my style and what I love with his theme of his retreat, which is like this sweets Christmas. So I'm excited. I'm excited for that. Hey, Brady pal. Hey, Bonnie. I haven't seen you in forever. Trust the process. That's right. Trust the process. It's like we get the bed head and then we add in. I do work from kind of like that. If you are more familiar with potted plants, I work from that thriller phase and then usually work into, you know, the spiller and then the filler. That's usually my go-to little thing. But when I'm live, sometimes I just get picking up whatever my heart loves in the moment and just plugging it in because I'm live and I'm chitty chatting. I got a whole lot going on in this head and it just, you know. Did I have a plan? Yes. Do I remember it all the time? No. Am I gonna bore you all with the specifics? No. I'm just gonna keep going. Right? All right. This one didn't have a whole lot of droop on the original one, which means I don't really have that for supplies here with me. So I did bring over some natural pampas. I'm going to add that. It wasn't in the original one. But I'll also have some vine if we it feeling like it needs a little, like a little, right? Hey, Teresa, how are you? Wisconsin is gorgeous. Oh my gosh, I love Wisconsin, Deb. I love the Midwest. I think we've talked about, maybe, if you've ever heard me, when my corporate life, I spent a lot of time in like North Dakota and Minnesota. And a lot of my coworkers were from that area. And I am telling you what, the best people, other than your winters, you all can keep them. Y'all, I wish I could give you like some kind of like a little like dome that would like kind of like heat up your air, because that is intolerable. Your winters, but y'all as people and your summers, oh my word, those lakes, holy cow. I love that area. My husband has had the, he's been able to go with me too, and we've, he's gone like snowmobiling on the frozen lakes and stuff. And I mean, for somebody that's from the East Coast where our waterways don't freeze over like that, really, like hardly ever, it's historical if it does, to be able to ride on a frozen lake and then see people out there like fishing on it, it's kind of a surreal thing, right? And him, he got to do that. It was like they rode out there for hours. So it's just, I love your area. I just love it. My girl Julie's from there too. But yeah, best people. Deb, you should swing up there. I think the event is sold out, but I know Max hosts in person, like smaller workshops, throughout the year. So he'll probably have one this summer. Maybe, I don't know. I have to check, because he could be really busy planning the retreat too. It's a big retreat. All right. If that's close to you and you travel up that way, he does do times where he opens up his business so that you can go in there and buy things. And he does have like great ribbon and all that stuff. And if you're making wreaths and stuff like that, Deb, you might enjoy that. So just follow him, MB Crafts. You'll love him, and he'll, who doesn't want to support a young adult, like, doing some cool stuff in business? I don't know, right? All right. So now I'm going to go in with some ferns. I really do want some pampas in there. Yes, your winters, y'all, listen. The first time we had, now half of the company that I worked for, most of us, let me take this back. Stop stuttering, Heather. A lot of us were scattered throughout, but there were 2 spaces in the country that had a concentrated group of people. One was Fargo and the other was Tampa, Florida. Well, that couldn't be yin and yang in the US, right? So I don't know why, but somehow, some way, someone planned that our annual company event was going to be in Fargo in January, not in like Tampa. And we were all like, who the why would ya? Now listen, they ended up planning like a ice fishing experience. Like they always did cool things and stuff. And it was super cold, so a lot of us got to do that whole where you throw up the hot air or the hot water, and it immediately turns to ice in the air, like right in front of your face. Like to see that on a video is one thing, but to see it with your own eyes is a whole nother thing. So anyway, there was like, well, we were like, what was that, a test? What was that? Was that like a survivor test? Like a endurance? Like, who does that? When we could have been in Tampa. Like, what? Yeah, that was hilarious. That ended up being like the running joke for years after that. We'd be like, well, we could plan another company meeting in Fargo in January. Aw, Tina, thank you. If you were going to Wisconsin Dells in October for a friend's wedding, you're planning on going up there for vacation. October wedding up there is going to be gorgeous, Deb. Yeah, I was there in September. I went to his event this past year, and it was in the month of September, and it was just beautiful weather. Like the mornings were just a little crisp, but not cold at all. By the afternoons, I mean, you were talking like, you know, short sleeve weather. Like it was just beautiful. And his location is it's like a family, it's a large barn, but they've turned it into a venue, and it's his family, and it's just gorgeous, like gorgeous, beautiful. But yeah. And then literally next week, I mean, we're talking about all of this in Wisconsin in September, and then literally next week I'm in Savannah. So like, let's see, what's today? Today's Wednesday. So this time next week, I'll be frantically packing, making sure everything's done. All the things, preparing my family, because even though they know, you know, and I spent time last night talking to the boys. I'm like, now remember, I'm gonna have to remind my husband again too. Now remember, but I leave out on Thursday morning, and I start my drive, and I meet up with like Lauren. She's our Etsy coach in the group. I meet up with her, and then she and I then go to meet up with Kathy. It's like I'm going from Maryland to Virginia, picking up Lauren, and then we go from there to North Carolina, pick up Kathy, and then from there we're going to Georgia. So that'll be really fun. And then we come back home on Monday. So all kinds of stuff, you know. All kinds. It's just, this is the stuff that gets you really excited, and all of the things, you know, when you get to see people, talk to people that love what you love and get what you get, and all of that kind of stuff. And then just people that you've seen, like just like this, you see a name and a small photo for all this time, and then you find and you communicate so much with them, and you visualize like what they must be like and all of that, and then you finally meet them in person, and it's like, I love that. I love it. I love it. So, and I'm a hugger. I'm a big time hugger. So that's usually the first thing I'm going for, is a hug. All right, so I feel like I got my shape back, and let me see. We got one more fern. I think I'm going to go long with this one. Look, I clip all the long ones down, and then I get to one I say, let me go long, and it's short. I'm such a dingbat. Such a dingbat. You remember when you went to Alaska and your daughter lived there? It was insanely cool. I can't even imagine. And was it really dark then? Or was it, because, excuse me. I know that there's times of year, I think it's what, the winters or something like that? Aren't they the dark time? Or is it the summer? I can't remember. I'm turned around. Because I know in Norway, there's a place in Norway that's similar, right? Where it's dark. Now, I have been in Minnesota. Like, I'm gonna swear to ya, I was at Battle Lake, Minnesota. We were out on Battle Lake on a pontoon. It was a company thing. We like gone fishing, and then we stopped at this little, it was like a Mexican, is it Zorbas or whatever? Apparently that is like super popular around there, Zorbas. It's like I said Mexican because I got a quesadilla. Look, I can remember what I had. I can't believe I remember what I had. But I think it's pizza. But anyway, it doesn't matter. The point is, I remember when we were going back and traveling across the lake and like looking up, and I swear you could see like how the curve of the, I felt like I was so close to like, and they were, I've seen like their photos of their northern lights up there, and they say it's absolutely amazing. I have not seen northern lights like that. I saw trails of them one time when I was there, just little pieces, but I haven't seen like, you know, when they're lighting up the sky. But that would be, oh, that's amazing. Anyway, we do have such cool things all across our country, you know, things like that, like little All right, you know, I said I was gonna add, and I am. I'm just throwing stuff around. But I have this turquoise canvas, and I feel like, you know, I only have a few pieces. Like, don't you feel like it's been sitting here waiting for this design? Yes. Me too. Me too. Me too. Decorated ladies high heels with floral. Oh yeah, it's beautiful from. Oh, absolutely. Or like you know, the ladies, the Red Hat Club, or a lot of times, you know, when they do those luncheons for like the Heart Society or things like that, like these would be definitely cool centerpieces. Same concept, right? High heels, boots, shoes, all the things. I agree. Absolutely agree. I have a fascination with, here, let me just move this, oops, over here so I don't have to keep walking away from you. I have a fascination with pretty much, like packing flowers in anything that wasn't supposed to have a flower. It doesn't matter. Like if it wasn't supposed to be that, it's like I kind of have this fascination of being like, we can put some flowers on that. You know what I mean? So, you know, of course, shoes. Before there was ribbon, my first true love was shoes. And mostly boots. Boots, booties, all the things. Knee boots. Yeah, it was shoes. It was shoes. You know how some women love their handbags? For me, I had like I just had like one or two nice bags. It was the shoes. I needed shoes. I needed lots of options in the shoes, you know. So, yeah. So it totally makes sense. That hasn't gone anywhere. It's just changed. Now it's not on my foot. It's on and it's still on a shoe rack, because that's how I store my ribbon, is on a shoe rack. So it's like, God always knew. God always knew. All right. Oops. You wish you didn't have such big feet, or you was Misty! Misty, stop it right now. One could say that it just makes it all the more like for a beautiful shoe. How about that? How about that? My stepmom, my bonus mom, she has the tiniest feet I think I've ever seen on an adult human. You know what I mean? Like I think she wears children's shoes. I want to say it's like a lady size 5. I mean, they look like they're like the big. I said, Debbie, I could never take any of your shoes and make anything in it, because all I could get is like a flower. You know? And we can't do that. But she got the littlest, tiniest feet I've ever seen on an adult. You know what I mean? She is just precious. Yeah, real little feet. All right, let's go in with some flowers. Okay, so this is kind of my side, right? So I'm going to start building this up. And I like the height I had going. I'm going to keep this pick. Let's see. Oh, look at that. Oh, I broke it. That will happen when you're working with natural stuff like pampas. And sadly, you can't boss it around. You just gotta be like, okay, you know. Guess you're going to be shorter today. I don't know. I don't really know. You know what I'm saying? All right. Andrea, you did catch me live. How you doing, girl? Where did I purchase that machine? This right here. Candy! I saw you were texting me. I'm going to text you back. this is a pick machine, and I got my pick. Actually, my mother gave me this pick machine, and I'm not sure where she actually got it from. However, you can, some Hobby Lobbies are selling them. You'll maybe find one or two in there, and they will be on clearance. They're quite pricey. The next option is to just like go on your Facebook Marketplace. Generally, like if you have a florist or something in your area that's either like upgrading their equipment or doesn't need as much or sadly going out of business or something like that, you can get one from them. It is like it's a florist tool. And then other than that, you can also look on eBay and stuff, but they're really, really heavy. So just, you know, be careful because you can really end up, it could get pricey on you, especially with like shipping and things like that. So that's the long and short of it. But yeah, you would want to look up a floral pick machine, like Facebook Marketplace, whatever, floral pick machine. It's an amazing tool. But listen, if that's not in the budget or you can't find one, I will tell you, you can achieve a lot of the same things. It's just a little more work, and that is using those wooden floral picks. They have, you know, wooden end on them. They can be really long or they can be shorter. They have a thin wire on the end, and you just marry up your floral stem with that wire, and you wrap, and then you take floral tape and wrap over top of that, and you can extend your stem that way. Okay? So you don't have to have, so like, especially if you're in the beginning, you know, don't go out spending a bunch of money on something like this. It is great to have, but you can get by doing other things. So, but be on the lookout for it because it is a great tool. I know Misty wants one real bad. Is that it is. Yeah, I hadn't said so. Oh, thanks, Livy. Yeah, Libby, so this is a real cowboy boot. Tina, this is a real cowboy boot. It's a Corral black cowboy boot. And that's kind of my thing, right? Like I source authentic cowboy boots. They don't have to necessarily be like all bougie, but generally they are. Again, that was what I was when I was into my shoes, right? So I feel like it's just kind of like a true, it's just like it's a good, you know, pivot. And I live in an area where it's hard to find boots like this. Every once in a while, you know, you'll get somebody that went to like Nashville and splurged, and the boots hurt, and you know, then they never gone anywhere where they're going to use them again, and they'll sell them. But a lot of times those girls want really good money for these boots, and I just want to pack some foam in it and some glue. You know what I mean? So, like, what we're thinking on price isn't the same. So anyway, but I'm always scouring. And I'll watch and see, you know, something sits on sale for a while, or, you know, sits listed for a while. But, yeah. But some of y'all live where, like, you could probably just go to the thrift store. Oh, come on. Don't be a booger. There we go. And score some nice boots. I do not. But that's okay. Yeah, you're welcome. Where do I get them? Yeah, Deb, so you'll go check your Hobby Lobby and see if they have one. Yes, Misty, check. It would be like where the like the floral foam and all of that stuff is, or not, yeah, the floral foam and like the little metal wreath stands and those things, they're usually in that section, and normally, because they're so heavy, they're normally like lower on a shelf, normally. And so sometimes even like, look, because they can be pushed back. You know how people do. All right. But, Deb, how I source them is just, I just keep looking. I mean, I just keep looking. Just keep swimming, you know, I search them all the time. I watch them, and a lot of times, you know, somebody's had it listed for a while. Yeah. All right, now let's do a little spinny spin. Okay, I'm liking that. I'm liking that. All right, let's go in with some of these. Here I was all over thinking we were going to make 2 of these. Whatever. But I did want to get this remade so I could get my photos and stuff, get it back listed. I took it off of my shop, and these generally sell well for me, so I wanted to get it listed. Especially because it's getting ready to be, you know, more in that wedding season, right? So people might be finishing up some of their like wedding decor. Get it out there, right? Misty, you live so close to Dallas. You should also keep an eye on your Facebook Marketplace for your pick machine, because that market is so big. Like, you just never know. You know what I mean? I've seen them on my Facebook Marketplace, and I live, you know, I live in the country, girl. So this is actually Halloween greenery, believe it or not. So listen, we talk about this all the time. Like, don't think that because something says a season to you that it means that, like, you have to listen and obey those rules. I hate bossiness. I do what I want to, right? And most of my boots, I don't put a bow in, and this one did not have a bow. The other one does. So see, it's coming along. I know it's a little crazy, but you know, it's a little bit about, like, that's kind of how I do it. So I did. All right, let's see. I think that's a little bit long. That was cray-cray, Heather. All right, let's go in with some of these smaller flowers and lighten up some of these areas that have a lot of cream. So like there, like back here. All right. Who's been following along with my BOHO Baddie stuff? Tomorrow is the day. Tomorrow is the day for anybody that's a returning BOHO Baddie and any crew members. So you're gonna have at some point between midnight and 8 a.m. the link. Now, if you are a returning BOHO Baddie, you will go to the private group that you were in, and if you were in all, because some of you attended all of them, and thank you for that. But you could just pick one. But you'll go to your private group, and there will be a post. And the post will have the link to register, and it'll have your coupon code to save $10 if you're a returning baddie. If you are a crew member, you're going to go to the Crew Design School, and you're going to snag that coupon code because that one's different, okay? And you're going to want that crew discount. So that's tomorrow. Then on Friday, it opens to everyone. And there is the floral kit. So have you been following along all the teasers? So today was the date is all Sunday, July 12th. So far our teasers are that there's 7 designs, and they're all going to be done live. They're all going to be done live. So there's 7 designs. There's a floral kit from Jam Designs and Supplies that will make 4 of the 7 designs, and there will be a supply list from Michaels that will make 3 of the 7 designs. So you can literally have everything I have. And then the clue today is that it's July 12th. Sunday, July 12th. Tomorrow's the last clue. So those in the groups, you'll know a little bit sooner, that last clue, right? And then on Friday, you know. So it's been really fun to do it this way. I've been enjoying it. It's been really hard for me to hush up. I was going to come and go live last night, To be honest, I got a rockin' headache. We've had the worst weather around here, and I'm sure it was probably like just from all of that, like the pressure or whatever. But I just had the worst headache. But I also was wondering if I was going to be able to shut my mouth. Because all it takes is somebody to ask me one thing, and I'll be like, blah, blah, blah. Oh my gosh. So anyway, it's been really fun. The floral kit, y'all. It is all, so I'll give you a teaser on it. It is all creams, sage green, with a wild card. The wild card bush is one of those gorgeous big, like it's the rose protea peony bush, or it could be the peony hydrangea bush. They're the big deluxe bushes, and it can be one of, it's like two colors, like mauve and then like a pink. It's a wild card bush. So even though we all have the same stuff, we'll have something that'll make them look just a tish different, which I love. So anyway, I love the colors too. And then you'll find out what we're making. All right, so this is that Sweet Annie dupe from Hobby Lobby. I love this stuff. Hey, Misty, how's your Sweet Annie growing? Your real stuffs. How is it? I love that you grow all that stuff. I wish I lived near you so I could just come over and get your salsas and your things. Did I just see Debbie Hill? You love you some, And it's a popular color. It's a popular color this year. It's been all over. Yeah, sage. I'm excited. It's so pretty. Bridget and I were like eeking over it. We're like, eek! You know, she's like sending me photos. I'm like, oh my God. She's like, it's like we're shopping, but not, but are, you know. Again, people that get it. Also love that I can literally give that girl a 5-digit item number and she can be like, yeah, no, we got about 7 of them in stock. I'm like, how do you remember that? She's like, I don't know. Oh my gosh, it cracks me up. She'll be like, I don't have any of that 877992. I'm like, what? What is even that? And she'll be like, it's whatever. And I'll be like, oh, okay. Bridget is the real, that's what I told her. I said, you are the real MVP for even knowing that. So, thank you, Lonnie. You're redoing your living room and sages and you'll be keeping the... Debbie's like, and that'll be mine. That's mine. Hey, listen. I say that's one of the props of us being a maker, right? And you know what else? You could even display it in your living room and still post it on your Etsy shop. You know what I mean? All right, let's go around. So I'm definitely short some greenery. So I definitely did a, I don't know, we'll say better, a much better job of packing stuff in here this time. I have a couple more pieces though, right? I'm gonna go over here. Yeah, it needs some more greenery around the bottom, but look at what we got so far. So is it now like coming together for you as far as like, what was that wild thing she was making? Wild thing. There we go. You know what we're gonna do? You know what this needs? Oh, I'm running thin on it too. Oh, you know what then we're gonna use? I was gonna use some of my ruscus. Love me some ruscus, but we're not. We're gonna go in with Razzle Dazzle greenery. It's Razzle Dazzle. Look at that. Look at that. This isn't an exclusive greenery to Jam Designs. The one that did my kids, right? This is called Orange Jasmine, and nothing orange about it. It's amazing. People in the crew know how much we love this one and done greenery. So we're gonna add some of this in here because it's gonna really help me camouflage the edge, but it's also gonna help lighten up. So let me show you. This is something we talk about. So you see how you can't even see that this is like a big cream dahlia in here, sorta, right? Like if I were to do photos, this would probably get washed out. So what we're gonna do, And I always say I'm just taking nature's advice, right? You know how nature gives pretty green leaves around everything, and it makes everything just look so beautiful and pop, and you can see all the details. We're gonna steal nature's idea. We're gonna be copycats, and we're gonna put some orange jasmine around it. All right. So some of this I'm gonna keep thick, long, like this, and some of it I'm gonna cut up. And so we're gonna take this one bush and we're gonna change this with it. All right. Razzle dazzle. I have an uncle that says that. And he talks, he's like real country. And he plays bass in a band. I love him to pieces, love him to pieces. And that's what he'll say. He'll say, I'll razzle dazzle. Uncle Mark, love you. All right. Let's go around. Let's go over here. I'm going to go around this one more. I'm going to need to face it, or need it to face me a little bit. Just so I can see what I'm doing. There's that. All right. And then let's do that same concept over here. Oh, Susan, isn't it just, it's just lovely. It just really, really is. I tease all the time that it is truly a superior greenery bush, in my humble opinion. And it's been my favorite for a long time. And there was a time when it was kind of like sold out, and Jen got them to basically, like they basically manufacture this for her now. And when they were sold out, I'm going to tell you what, I was sad. Like, I was real sad. I think we still talk about it. I think there was at least once a month we would bring up the orange jasmine. Oh, when the orange jasmine coming back? But it really is just it's just one of those things. Like, if you wanted to, you could grab a pretty bush that has like flowers and little goodie bit pieces and stuff like that in it, and just an orange jasmine and a grapevine, and make something beautiful. Like, you wouldn't need anything else. It's just one of those kinds of things, right? And there's not many things that you can do that with. So anyway, all right, we'll stop fangirling over it, but it is a really good bush. All right, so I'm just going to split this up, and we're going to go around the edge. Great idea, but your luck would be that it was so. Debbie, that's great luck. Then you make it again because you know how to, and you know where to buy all this up, right? Right. Right? That's the glory of it. And if you make it again, then put it as a multiple in your shop. Debbie, don't listen to me. I'll have you in trouble. But maybe not. You know? Nothing makes me happier than to see you all that make and want to sell your items. Nothing makes me happier. Right? We don't make for them to sit on a grid wall or be in a storage unit. That's not why we do it. So I love to see you all succeed and sell, and you know what I mean? Do the things. That's like, I love it. Stephanie, what are you doing? Hey, Kayla, where did I get the cowboy boot? Kayla, I sourced it. I'm not sure. I get my cowboy boots from several, like I was saying earlier, like Marketplace, stuff like that. So, I just hunt them down. But it's a used corral cowboy boot. All right, I'm just going to go around the edge here with that orange jasmine, these little pieces, and look at that, like how, when I'm telling you it's a one and done, And it gives you that little dangle. Oh. And that fern is like just such a pretty, you go to photo, that little drippy fern there is just so pretty. Like that. All right. Yeah, when I'm making these designs and stuff like that, when I'm selling them on Etsy, you know, I'm considering the fact of how I have to source these boots. It's not something I can walk in Hobby Lobby and get or buy or order. Like, I have to hunt them down. They have to be in the right condition, that I like them to look a little used. Like, I love the tips and stuff like that. Like, I like to look used. I don't want it to look brand new, but it can't be beaten up, right? So, I don't know. I take a lot of pride in how I hunt and source and all of that stuff. I've been making these boot arrangements for a couple of years now, so it's just something that I've learned over doing them over time. And of course, you know, if you're doing them and you're making them and you're selling them, you get good at hunting them down and finding them. So it's just really about where you live, what your options are to find them, because it's not something that you're going to be able to walk into a store and buy. You're just not. But that's what I love. I love the things that you can't walk in a store and buy. So this is what we got. So look at how that orange jasmine, that one bush I told y'all, and listen, I still have 2 cuts on it. So you know what, we're gonna add it. We're gonna add a piece over here. As Kandi would say, don't you keep them 2 cuts on that bush. You find a home. Now I have another boot. And we're not going to have time tonight to do it, obviously, because I have a friend, that's coming up after me. So it's Stacy with Vintage Grace Decor. So she's coming up after me, so I'm not going to, but I have another one that I can make, maybe tomorrow night. I'm here teaching for the crew, so maybe I'll get here early enough I can go live with y'all. So we'll see. I'll post a time and stuff like that if I can. Especially with all that I got going on and registration and stuff opening for BOHO Baddie. So I want to be around and talk about it. I'm really excited. And tomorrow I can talk about what it is. I can't say that yet. All right. There we go. There we go. So this is what we did tonight. Not bad, right? Let me see. Now, okay, that one, like turquoise, this one right here, this is not. Hold on. We gotta find out a better spot. Hold on. So let me do, now I have to do a not live eye. Ooh, I see another spot. Even though I am still live, but we need to look at it like, and not like I'm just sitting here chitty-chatting a whole bunch. All right, so this spot over here, I saw, like when I spin it and I can see a hole in how the shape is, what I'm looking at is basically its silhouette and its shape. Then add that in. Okay. And then this was definitely off. Let's see, what else do I have here? I have a black piece. Ooh. Let's add this in. We're going to add this in the middle. I think I'm going to add all 3 of these kind of in the middle. All right. Thanks, Deb. Shannon! Hey! Thank you. Thank you, Misty. My boo. And y'all, listen. For those of you that are used to seeing kits and stuff like that, and this kit didn't have, Misty, don't know nobody reading to that, because that's my girl. I love her. This one didn't have a base kit. And you'll figure that out tomorrow when you learn what the designs are. However, BOHO Baddie is an ongoing series. That didn't work out so well. I tried to pair up 2 of them together. I'm going to separate them back out. But it's an ongoing series. This is our 4th one, right? So we've already completed 3. So we're already talking about fall. And there's going to be a base kit in the fall one. So Misty is always my girl for bases. And Jen is always my partner in crime for the florals. And that will never change. So, nothing there, I swear. It's all good. I love me some Misty. She is always my go-to gal for lassos, any of the bobbins and stuff like that, those sugar molds. She's my go-to gal for barbed wire. I've gotten most of my moss stuff from her, so like the boots, the hats, all of that, like the wreaths. So Misty has some great things. She's got some cool metal longhorns. So, Sammy, what are you doing, lady? How you been? All right, okay, so now that looks a whole lot better like that. Now that one piece, that was, I don't know if y'all remember, but it was like stuck all out like this, like, you know, and it didn't look right, right? So, hold on, let me do a little turny too. I feel like it just needs to be in the center. So then it's like, how do I want it? I want it maybe a little more like that, I think. Yes, I do. Okay. Oh, one of the bugaboos. All right, let's see what that looks like. That looks a little too tall for me, but do I like it? Hold on, let me look. I don't know, y'all, I kind of like it. Let me let you see. I kind of like it. I kind of like it. It's like alfalfa, but on purpose. You know, but alfalfa was on purpose. I don't know, I kind of like it. I feel like it's going to look really hot in the photos. I don't know. And then watch me go take the photo, and I'll be like, So I'm going to take my wire nippers home. My photo prop area is outside on my back porch. And so I'm going to take my wire nippers, but I feel like I like it. I feel like it's a little different. Like I like it. I think I like it. So I don't know. We'll see. But if not, I'm going to take it out and we'll place it somewhere else. So what do you think? Thank you. Thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. So this is where we started, in case you were wondering. These were boots that I had made a while ago. And I did something a little different, and I didn't like how my boots sat on here. So I took them all apart, these two boots. These are matching boots. And I had made one in this blue and then one in this pink, right? This is the pink one. And this pink one actually has a bow. So we'll do this one together maybe tomorrow night. How about that? So I fixed it. I took it apart, fixed the foundation, did all of that, and I kept all of the elements like this just in a basket so that I could just come back and make it. And it's been sitting here for probably about a month. And I was like, you know what? I want to get these back in my shop. It's wedding season. I've got brides and stuff that I'm working with, and I want to have these to show off. So that's what we did together tonight. So there you go. And this is kind of the stuff that I love to do. I love to teach. This is what I teach a lot of inside the Kandi Kreative Design School. And this is a lot of what we focus on when I do my BOHO Baddie workshops, or kind of different, unique things like this. All right. So thanks for hanging out with me. And remember, Stacy is up next with Vintage Grace Decor. Vintage Grace Decor. Did I say that right? See, then I say it and it doesn't feel right. Yes, Vintage Grace Decor by Stacy. So she's up after me. If you're in Wild Honey, all you have to do is refresh and it'll be right there. But if not, like, hopefully you'll follow Stacy, follow all my friends. Yes, this is Gaps and Cracks. It sure is. Hey, Susan. You love it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for hanging out with me. Let's see, we got like 3 minutes left. Yeah. Do a little spinny spin. I'm glad that I finished on time. Even though I thought I was going to do 2, I'm still glad I finished on time. But, all right. I'm going to head home. And I don't know. What am I going to do? I'm probably going to get my jammies on and all the things, right? So, you, Debbie. It was really good seeing you. All right, y'all. I'm going to let you go, and you can refresh your page. I'm guessing, I usually log on a couple minutes early. I'm guessing Stacy is too, but Misty will have her shared in Uno Momento, right? Uno Momento. And you can check her out. So thanks for hanging out with me on this Wednesday. And I'll catch you later. All right, bye.